Welcome to The Vote. You join me, Frank Leduc, and my guests today, Ian Coomber from Stiles Harold Williams, a planning consultant, David Gibson, a councillor and housing activist, and Emma Hards, who is a surveyor with Stiles Harold Williams. Welcome to the programme. Thank you for joining us all. Can I start, Emma, with you? Last week one of your colleagues said that Brighton Hove was becoming an industrial desert. I had to make sure I spelled that right and didn't make it an industrial desert. Are we really running so short of premises for local firms?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. The current availability is about 220,000 square feet. But to put that into context, 180,000 of that is the Argus building at Hollingbury. In terms of large requirements, we've got at the moment 50,000 square feet from 3 different companies within Brighton and Hove, and 100,000 square feet from a company outside of the area. So yeah, I think it's fair to say it is becoming a desert.
So there are businesses that want to locate here, the businesses that want space, and they can't get anywhere to put their...
And it's a similar story for offices as well.
Ian, you've been a planning officer for the council. You're a planning consultant now. You've kind of seen it from both sides of the fence in a way, and you've seen the residential, the work requirements. I mean, what's the most pressing need?
Well, I think the difficulty is, and you're absolutely right, that the housing crisis in Brighton and Hove is significant, and there's no doubt about that. But then, of course, as a town planning consultant, really, and also the planning authority, are about trying to intermediate between those different conflicting land uses. Yes, we need housing, but we don't want to become a dormitory city either. There needs to be the space for work, living and play, recreation, and all the community facilities that go with that. We
need to work, rest and play. We need the Mars solution.
The Mars solution.
I mean, the government's making it easier to turn offices into housing, offices into housing. I mean, have we got enough spare offices? I probably should be asking you this, Emma. Have we got enough spare offices to be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the availability of office space is actually very low, but some of that is very poor quality as well, so businesses don't want to be moving into it. There's about 150,000 square foot of available office space, but only 60,000 of that is good quality space. The rest is 1980s refurbs. So yeah, I would say there's room to convert some of the older quality stock outside of the city centre, but it needs to be replaced with modern space that the occupiers want.
So if we're going to turn, are we turning too much offices into housing? Because the law doesn't really discriminate, does it, between whether it's old housing, old offices rather, and new offices?
No. Well, Brighton and Hove was one of the first planning authorities to introduce a mechanism that's called an Article 4 direction. So within a year of the new legislation coming into place from May 2013, Brighton and Hove had identified its central office district, drawn a line on a plan, and of course protected that.
So this in the future?
I am discovering now more and more clients coming to me with a view to assisting them in building new offices. So the whole idea of refreshing office stock and reusing it for housing to accommodate an immediate housing requirement, and refreshing the office stock so that it's better fit for purpose, it seems to be starting to kick in.
I mean, again, probably going back to your time when you were with the council, Ian, I think about the New England Quarter by Brighton Station, where you've got, perhaps not as tall as they were originally proposed, some of those buildings, but some tallish buildings that have got offices or shops, basically commercial outlets at the bottom, on the sort of lower levels, and homes above. I mean, is that not a more sort of sustainable way to do things? A bit like Circus Street will be.
Well, it is. It is a much more sustainable way of working, and in fact, in many respects, there are 1 or 2 neighbourhood plans within Brighton and Hove that are now starting to be worked on in earnest. A particularly good case study for your viewers to take a look at is the Hove Station neighbourhood plan.
Interesting. Well, but what's the most pressing need, do you think, locally? I mean, because your firm hears from people who want residential homes. Your firm also hears from people who want to have quite big premises for their businesses as well. What's the most pressing need locally, do you think?
I think there's a big need for more industrial space within Brighton and Hove. I think there's more spaces designated for new office development, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get built out. So sites such as Circus Street that you mentioned earlier, it has permission for 32,000 square feet of office space, but it's unlikely that will be built without a pre-let. Businesses aren't in a position to be able to commit to a building before it's been built.
And who needs to sort of go about getting those businesses in there? Is that the job of an organisation like Stiles Harold Williams, or to work on behalf of developers?
We would work on behalf of developers and occupiers to try and find spaces.
Sort of like a matchmaker, trying to marry them. Can I just say thank you very much, David, Emma, Ian for joining us. Please join us another time, and please watch again soon. Goodbye from the Vote for now.